Ladies and gentlemen, Susan Lawrence made a court appearance yesterday to put in a plea, and she pled not guilty. Florida woman accused of fatally shooting her neighbor through a door pleads not guilty. So Lawrence, 58, a white woman, is charged with manslaughter with a firearm and assault related to a June 2nd shooting of her black neighbor, AJ Owens, who had been knocking on Lawrence's door. Investigators in Marion County said Lawrence became angry prior to the shooting because several neighborhood children, including Owens' children, were playing near her home, investigators have said. Owens' family previously told CNN Lawrence harassed Owens and her children and used racial slurs towards them prior to the killing. Lawrence's next court date will be more likely in September, according to a spokeswoman with Florida's Fifth Judicial Circuit Court. So she has not been able to post bond, and we know the bond was set at $154,000. So I guess Susan just didn't have the money, and nobody is stepping up with that money either. So this is according to the state attorney. Bill Gladson's office said Tuesday Lawrence public defender Amanda Sizemore said she had no comment on the plea. Lawrence faced up to 30 years in prison if convicted. Gladson said in an earlier statement. Owen's family said last month that they were disappointed that Lawrence wasn't charged with murder. Lawrence deserved all 30 years of her maximum sentence, family attorney Anthony Thomas said during the news conference. State attorney's office considered a second-degree murder charge, but that would require the state to prove Lawrence had a depraved mind, which she did. At the time of the shooting, Gladson said in the statement, as deplorable as the defendant's actions were in this case, there is insufficient evidence to prove this specific and required element of second degree murder, Gladson said in a statement. While some may not agree with the decision, I can assure you that the decision was thoughtful and made without consideration of any factors other than the specific facts of this terrible crime. Lawrence told police she did not mean to shoot Owens and was frightened for her own life, according to an arrest affidavit. So you're on the other side of the door. This woman is just simply knocking on the door and asking you to come outside. I don't see how you were in that deep of fear. I really don't. So she admitted to using racial slurs against the neighborhood children in the past, the affidavit said. Yeah, and that's why there should be hate crime charges on this woman. And for the life of me, I just can't understand why they won't apply hate crime charges. We know what she did and we know what she said. And the children have repeated what this woman said. And she was physical towards those kids as well. There is no way hate crime charges should be excluded in this case. It definitely makes no sense. You got evidence that she was using racial slurs. She said it herself. And the kids were talking about she's calling them slaves and everything else. N word, slave. No, I don't know the prosecutor what they're thinking, but to hear all of this and disregard it and just simply get her on manslaughter, uh, that doesn't make any sense to me, you know? And yeah, I don't blame the family for not being satisfied with the charges the state attorney has come out with. I would not be happy if that was my loved one and they came out with such weak charges. But as far as Susan not getting out of jail, That serves her butt right. I don't feel bad for her. Let her sit in there and rot. What's the purpose in coming out on the outside and you hate everybody on the outside? They said she had an issue with everybody. And apparently nobody in that neighborhood even like her. And that says a lot. And not to mention the fact that, everybody said they didn't even know this woman's real name. Everybody in the neighborhood called her Karen. Now that is pretty bad when you can't get even one person, not one, to come up and say, "Well, she was nice to me," or "She spoke to me and she was always nice." Not one person. Wow. Let her stay there. Let her stay and rot. I'm glad she can't get out right now, you know? And I wouldn't trust her out anyway. She would probably be a flight risk. Why even take the chance? Let her sit in there. I bet you she ain't going to go out there and call them inmates slaves and N words. I bet you she won't be doing that behind bars. Probably got her butt separated from Gen Pop. She need to go in Gen Pop. Put her out there. Let's see how big and bad she is in there. Let's see her rant and do all the stuff she did on the outside. No, she ain't gonna do that. She got a good case of act right. She know how to act now. Unbelievable. So y'all, this is the latest update. I sure hope when this goes to trial that it is broadcast from the beginning to the end because I definitely intend on following this case. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.